Hi there. I'm wondering if my live is correct. Huh. Okay, it's opposite tonight. I don't know. All right, so how are you? My name's Johnny Daniel, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up. I'm here, even if I'm upside down. It's Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and we are ready to go. So I have to show you something. The new in-color ink pads came in for the contest. So if you do not have your catalog pack, please let me know. Please let me know, yes, because I have ink pads to give away. There is a pinned post on my Facebook page, which you're on right now. And that pinned post says, post your project using the 5 pieces of in-color cardstock. Now, that doesn't mean all on the same piece of, or all on the same project. That just means, hey, guess what? You need to have a piece of it somewhere, and it all needs to be current projects, or current products. Products. So, with that being said, I think it's time to get to creating. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. And please comment to get instructions on how to do the card tonight. You will want them. And thank you again. Hold on, I'm going to flip you around. Okay, I'm going to flip you around and we're going to get to going for tonight. Alrighty, so for tonight, couple things. I'm going to show you some new paper. If you comment on the video by Friday, you will get complete instructions on how to do this card. If you order $50 before Monday at midnight, you will get the materials to make this card as well. So, I am looking for my video if you are wondering. There we go. Woohoo! Hey, Cheryl. Hey, Barb. Glad you made it, even if you almost didn't. So for tonight, I figured I'd show you some new paper, and then we'd create with it, and show you a new stamp set that came in between last time's live and now, and I don't know. We'll see what else happens, huh? So, this is the Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. Okay, this one's cut because this is what we're going to be using tonight. Gorgeous clouds. But on the other side, look at that. Yes, it looks a little fall, but hey, awesome. Hey, Pam from Nevada. How are you, hun? I sent you a box, so you should be looking for it in the next couple days. I'm not sure when. So I just wanted to go through and show you what this looks like. So I love the fact that the fall ones or autumn ones have a great masculine or non-fall side that you can use right now. Okay, so there's that. Now this one, oh my gosh, we just gotta chop it and like do a bunch of card fronts with it, right? I mean, you don't even have to do much with this, right? It was kind of like when we had the, was it the poppies? Same kind of thing. And then this is watercolor trees. And guess who just came into the room? Just guess. Yes, Shadow. And yes, he's probably going to need out in 2.5 seconds. We will see what happens. So this is the other sheet of what I just showed you of the partial. This is too pretty. So this is the suite if my other demos or team are on. This was the suite that was delayed that we could do pre-order last week. Anyways, it finally came out. So this is that suite. Oh my gosh. Wintertime, right? Oh, okay. It's done now. And then this is another one, fall, right? And then I'm looking at this and going, oh, the background, you could color blue and do the northern lights. Right? Always shadow. Hey, Serene, how are you? Always. he's always got to figure out how to get into there, right? And then, I mean, aren't these too cute? And then you could just cut them out and like pop them up and for a swing card or double gate card, I think it's called. So just gorgeous paper. So please do not feel that that is only for fall and you can't possibly buy it, because the other side is just gorgeous. I know it wouldn't be right without shadow, right? I'm enjoying the moments because honestly, he's 13. So that's all I must say. So for tonight, the card, we're going to be using basic white thick cardstock. We're going to be using Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper. We are going to be using, now the sample has shaded spruce. The other card I'm going to be using Misty Moonlight on. And then a regular basic white cardstock, not the thick, to stamp the landscape. So, couple things to note. I've been doing the BOGO sale. I've been doing lots of things. So, for the month of May, and I'm going to say this loosely because it really starts on the 4th, but hey, here we are. It'll be here before we know it because that's Tuesday, okay? So I'm going to say for the month of May, we are running a host special. For every $250 in orders, whether they all be yours or whether they be a conglomeration of people, guess what? You get a bonus of $25 free product. That's on top of what we normally do, okay? Now, I also have to say, because I wouldn't be doing my job if I wasn't, hey, Rhonda, if you sign up right now, it's $99 plus tax like it normally is. Plus tax, no shipping. So you're looking at $108 if you're in my tax region or whatever you call it. But you don't get $125 in product. You get $155. You're choosing in product. And then you get 20% off every single order until you hit a magic number of, I believe it's $1,800 that you've purchased, bought, or sold. And you then get 25%. Yeah, right? And that's off, right? So 20% is pretty much tax and shipping and a little bit off. So basically take your catalog price and just discount it a tiny bit. And that's what you have for 20%. And then it keeps going. And going and going and going. So, what's the only requirement? Not great credit. You got to have a social security number and $300 a quarter, whether you buy or sell. Doesn't matter. That's it, by the way. You don't have to do everything I do. You don't have to do a live. You don't have to do anything scary. You just have to buy or sell, depending on which end of the spectrum you're on, $300 a quarter. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's so much. Okay, when a bundle is 50 bucks and you do a couple of those a month, you're already there. So just FYI for you. All right, so with all that and with the bonus for hosts, I'm using a host set tonight, and this is called Better Places, okay? I picked it, well, because it was on the pre-order list, but also I thought it was gorgeous. Second, it was masculine, yes. And this little strip here, oh my gosh, so many things you can do with it. Tonight, we're going to decorate an envelope, but can you imagine doing collage strips and doing like a kaleidoscope card? I mean, there's so many things. Hey, Lise, how are you? So there's so many things you can do. Okay, so I have to show you this is the sample that is in the picture. Okay, and I did a middle. I'm so proud of myself. Look at that with the little branch. Celebrate the wonder of this day. So that is, but look, look, look. I did the envelope too. And there's that little strip that I was talking to you about. See, I've been creating today. Can you tell? I love inky fingers. Alrighty, so for today, we're gonna get started on creating. All right, so you are gonna need, if you're gonna create this eventually with me, you're gonna need an envelope. You're gonna need thick white cardstock, basic white cardstock. Sorry about that. You are going to need Beauty of the Earth Designer Series paper, the cloud looking one. You are going to need basic white cardstock, a scrap piece of cardstock, and I already have one done, but I will do one partially so you can see, okay? So, with everything, oh, and you're gonna need Stampin' Seal, blending brushes, and a whole bunch of different inks. And I'll explain as we go, and that'll probably help you. So, alrighty, so first off, card base, right? The mountainside is what goes on the outside, and those bumps get put on the inside. Now, I already, where did my sample go? I already lost it. No. I already used the leaf side of this paper, so I'm going to do the clouds on this side, and that's why it's going to be a tiny bit different, because I put some Misty Moonlight here as a secondary matte, but it was too much blue. So, at least I thought. So, we're just going with the double matte instead of a triple. Gee, go figure, huh? So, I'm grabbing my Stampin' Seal, and I am hopefully placing this halfway straight. There we go. Yay. So, this is cut at, I forgot to tell you this, right? 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4 on the 8.5 inch side. Envelopes are the medium basic white envelopes. I have a piece of just scrap cardstock. Now this is part of the new in colors. This is the polished pink color that we have. And then the basic white cardstock I cut at 2 3/4 by 4 because I honestly could not remember, and I'm sorry. It just blanked for me. So thankfully we have measurements. If you don't like converting to centimeters, if you follow somebody from the UK or something like that, you just flip this guy over and you got centimeters. Really, really simple. All right, so I am grabbing, hopefully the right way, I'm going to call it a landscape stamp. And then I'm going to call this the landscape strip stamp. And I've got my leaves, and I've got my celebrate the wonder of this day. Yay! Yes, celebrate, right? All right, so I'm grabbing my Misty Moonlight because I'm actually going to be stamping in Misty Moonlight or blue this time, because I didn't like the fact that my river, or my little stream here, was in green. But then my leaves are going to be in blue. So we're just going to do more of a blue theme this time, and it is okay. So I am grabbing my stamp, and I'm putting ink on my stamp because my stamp is a bit larger. I want to make sure it's covered, okay? So there we go. And I'm going to hover this over and hopefully get it halfway straight. Because I can't lean over or stand up while I'm doing this, it makes life a little bit fun. So, grab here, grab the edge, and there you go. Now I have a blue river. Yay! It's not polluted. So, we're going to put this to the side for just a sec. And I'm grabbing my scrap. Now my scrap does not, I almost forgot, my scrap does not have to be cut as nicely, but it does need to be at least as big as the stamp. Here's why. And I always like a little bit of overhang because when I'm cutting, then I have a little bit of a handle and maybe your fingers won't look like that. Maybe. I don't know. I always manage. We're just gonna say, okay? So while I have everything out, I'm gonna finish my inking so I don't end up with stuff all over the place, because that happens. And so I'm gonna decorate the outside of my envelope. Like I said, if you don't want all blue, you can color it with markers. You can do a gray and then color it in. There's so many different things you can do. Okay, so one more out of the way. And then I'm gonna grab my inner piece. And yes, I'm stamping blue leaves because I am staying with the theme of my blue. Okay? If you don't like blue leaves, don't do blue leaves. But this is what I'm creating, and today I'm getting blue leaves. So when you do this, not a lot of pressure, otherwise you get your halos. You want to straight down, don't rock. Couple seconds, and you have got a gorgeous inner card. Okay? So yay, so far, right? All right, so now that I've done all my inking, ha, funny, right? You're like, John, you still gotta blend and do. Yes, I do. But for right at this moment, we are gonna be done because I need to show you how to create this mask so when I'm doing blending brushes and I want the sky, I don't end up pulling the green from the hills. Okay? So what I'm gonna do is just on my scrap piece of cardstock, I am just going to cut, hopefully, the outline of my hills. Okay? If you still want the clouds in there, cut those too. It's just really up to you on what you do and what you want to mask and how many stages of it and all that kind of stuff. But here is what I have, okay? And here's why we do this, okay? So when I've colored all my hills in, green, brown, whatever color we want to do, then I have this so I can do the sky and not worry about crossing, okay? So that is the why of why you have a piece of scrap. See, this one was from before, but that's why you have a piece of scrap, and keep everything going. And if you want to do the clouds because you want them a darker blue, cut those out too. It's really up to you. Okay? All right, so for now, we're just going to keep with this one. I'm grabbing my shaded spruce and I'm grabbing my soft suede because I don't know about you, but my hills, at least in California, have never been bright green. Ever. So I'm grabbing my blending brush. I'm tapping on here to get some ink. There we go. Okay. How do you clean these? You walk over to the kitchen sink and you just rinse them under cold water. Just that simple. So with this, you want to start off of the page so you don't get that kind of harsh image. And you just start and go. And I don't want my river to be green, so I'm gonna start off the page and just go, and then I've got a little bit of my hills up there, right? Okay, now I'm closing up my green. If it bugs you to have blue leaves, stamp it in green instead. It's really up to you on what you do. Wipe this off a tiny bit, stamp in my soft suede, stamp off a little, and then bring in my little bit of brown. Okay, flip this over and bring in my little bit of brown. Because I don't know about you, but my hills have a little bit of mud to them. They're not So green, bright, and pretty, okay? We'll just say it that way. All right, so now I've got my stack of ink that we're starting, okay? So now I'm going to grab my Misty Moonlight, which is the same color we stamped in before, and I'm grabbing my mask here because I don't want my hills to have any blue in them, okay? So I'm just making sure I've got the right color. I'm starting off, and I want my clouds to be a tiny bit darker. So I'm grabbing my clouds and I'm just grabbing here and doing and doing. And then the rest of it, yes, I need to keep that there. The rest of it, I am just going to fill in softly. Okay, and if this is sunset, I mean, you can grab purples, you can make it as intricate as you want, okay? I do have a tiny bit of sunset going on, so I'm gonna grab my Cajun Craze and put a tiny bit of that golden bronzish kind of sunset color between my clouds there. So I'm just grabbing here, and I am just putting a touch into my sky. Okay, so hopefully that works for you. Toss it when you're done, keep it in the stamp set, do whatever. Brown and terracotta, all right. Well, then you might want to use Cajun Craze for your entire thing, Miss Pam. All right, so now instead of Stamp and Seal, I am going to grab my dimensionals just to pop this up a tiny bit because I want it to be different than the other one, right? We got to have it a little bit of variety, even if it's the same, right? I don't know about you, but that's me. So I've got my dimensionals here, and I'm peeling, 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 and I'm peeling. If you want to double check, just make sure. No problem. And there you go. So you can also, you know, with the Bark 3D embossing folder, you can put some more texture back here. There's so many things you can do, but obviously I had to pick a couple, right? So I hope you liked tonight's project. I don't know, which one do you like better? I think they look so different, even though it was the same technique. I don't know about you, but that's what I think. I mean, just look how different it looks. So, with that being said, I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for joining me. Comment on here by Friday if you're watching the replay to be able to get the directions for this. And if you would like the materials for this project, please order $50 in product before tax and shipping by Monday at midnight. I will tell you though, you will get the materials, but you won't get anything pre-stamped, okay? So just FYI for you, and thank you so much. Yeah, both are so different, aren't they? So thank you so much for joining me. Follow me, stampingwithjohnny.com. Don't forget about the In Color Challenge. The deadline for that is Saturday the 15th. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, look on the blog. Monday at noon is when I posted it. And the pinned post also has the link for it. Don't let it fool you. It says page not found, but it works. I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much. Have a great evening. And till next time. Bye-bye.